Hey, how's it going? Meredith here. I want to talk to you today about doubt and how we can doubt God if we have been hurt by the church or someone in the church or religion itself. I think sometimes people just say, oh, I want nothing to do with that. And what you don't realize is that the enemy uses that. He loves when you want nothing to do with the church and you fight being part of God's family because he doesn't want you to be part of God's family. He loves it. So what you have to understand is rules. Religion was created by men. Relationship is between you and God. That's why I talked about the 3 R's. I think it was yesterday. People are flawed. So nobody perfectly created the words, no one in your church should be perfect. One of the things I love about my church is the first time we met our pastor, he said, welcome to this church. We're not the perfect church and we're not perfect people, but we're happy you're here. And we were sold because that's not why we go to church. We go to church because we need the Lord, because we want the Lord. So don't let the enemy convince you that just because somebody hurts you, that you don't need and don't want to have anything to do with God. Because we are coming to a time where you're going to want God in your life. Don't believe the lie. Believe that the enemy has been using it, your church hurt, to block you. Because I believe God has more for you. He wants you to do more. He wants you to be more. He just has so much more for his children right now in the kingdom of God. So kind of pulling God out of that box of church hurt, I got hurt, I want nothing to do with it. I want you to really address that and really face it. And one of the ways you can do that is this great book, Raised to Stay. I briefly met this author. Her name's Natalie Runion. She has a great Instagram feed. I would go follow her on Instagram. It might be under Raised to Stay. No, it's under Natalie Runion. I haven't read the book, but I've saw her speak twice, and I love what she's about. She's all about working through the church hurt. Check out the book. Check out her Instagram feed if you're dealing with that church hurt. I know that I have dealt with it because of the faith I grew up in, and I really wrestled with God a lot about it. And I have a lot of peace about the church I was in, about what ways I was hurt, and that's why I want to help you. So one of the other things before I jump off, I want to mention doubting Thomas, because when I was walking this morning, I was listening to a worship song that had doubting Thomas in it, and then it came up again in my study. And I don't know, maybe you're in the Word all the time. I don't know how much you know about doubting Thomas, but I suggest you go read John 20, 24 to 29. But Thomas, also known as Didymus, was one of the 12 disciples who doubted that Jesus showed up again after he, rose again. So he said, unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. He wanted the tangible evidence. And how many people in this world want the tangible evidence? And I think those people that would rather doubt God and pretend he isn't there really go with that. There's no evidence. And it's like, okay, well, that's not what faith is. So, but what happens is Jesus walks in the door. You got to read the whole thing. And he says, peace be with you. And then he says to Thomas, put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Stop doubting and believe. And Thomas said to him, my Lord and my God. Then Jesus told him, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. Thomas got to see Jesus. We don't really get to see Jesus until we go meet him. But all of us get to see all of us get to believe even though we don't see. And we believe because of what he does, because of what he did, coming to earth, being born as Jesus, dying on the cross, being raised from the dead, but then all the things he's done in your life. Have you ever looked at all the things he's done in your life? You can say, oh, I doubt God. He's not going to do this. But what has he done? Have you ever acknowledged that he has helped you through tough seasons? Or you just keep saying he's not there? Because I can tell you, if you do my course that's coming in January, you're going to get to see how he's in everything in your life. So check out this lady's book, look at your church hurt, and come back tomorrow because I'm going to talk about lots of other stuff. All right, have a good one.